In this video, it is another segment of ATV, or in this case, side-by-side trail riding up here in northwest New Brunswick in Madawaska, Victoria County. We got two Can-Am Defenders riding the trails, and one of them was brand new. So these are the set of videos from up here is the inaugural runs with these side-by-sides. So in the last video, we had done a run from Sagas, and we went up the ATV Trail 25 towards Veneer, which is towards St-André. And then we turned around at Veneer, and then my riding partner wanted to go down on the 28, which will bring you to the back of St-André, so right behind the potato field. So this would be mostly going around Irving woodlots. One big problem with this trip, we didn't know how long this was going to take to do kind of this big loop here. So we're just coming up to a curve right here, and then we're going to pop up on the map here our track. And basically, we started from the junction between the 25 and essentially the 28, or Madvik 53. And then we just turned this curve right here on the map. So you can see here from the satellite that we're just going around Irving woodlots, and we're eventually going to actually cross Highway 17, which is the main car highway to go up to St-André and Campbellton from St. Leonard. And then from there, we're just crisscrossing around the woodlots towards the back end of St-André. So let's sit back here and take a look at this segment of trail. And then we're going to kind of time-lapse this because this took a while to do this trail. This overall run, including the ride to Veneer, was, I think, 7.5 hours. It took a while. So let's sit back and watch this for a little bit. All right, so now that we crossed over Highway 17, we're going to continue on the trail. It continues to be very well marked. Don't really need to use the maps or GPS, but just to take a look at our track here, we're going to, like I said, crisscross through the woodlots around the potato fields of St-André, and then we're going to come out at Ennishone Road up in St-André. Then from there, we're going to go on pavement, or we're allowed, and then we're going to take a right after the airport strip here in St-André and make our way back to the big stop that you'll see on the Trans-Canada Highway. So we're going to continue at normal speed for a few minutes. There's just a couple sites that was kind of interesting here. The road pretty much was like this, pretty much all the way. We ran to this little operation here. They had these cords of wood all stacked by type. So we had cedar, you had maple, you had spruce, and I think down here you had birch, and then I think you had maple here. So they had the softwoods and hardwoods kind of separated here. So we're going to continue on this path at regular speed. We're going to transition to kind of a time lapse. One, because I was running out of battery. I wasn't planning for this long run, and also was running out of space here. So, I mean, you're always going to see the signs. I would say the signs worked very well. There was just one point where, as you get close to St-André, there was a segment of trail that had a kind of a detour, but the signs were kind of on the side, and then we cross a bridge, Frenette, I think, and then we come out the other side, and the detour and trail close signs were up. So someone had taken down the signs at one end. So if you do see detour signs or trail close signs that kind of like pushed aside, just follow the detour signs, because you did not want to cross this bridge here. But anyway, we're going to cut through here, and like I said, I mean, we found this one kind of tough because we were just going through Irving woodlots. And if you enjoy seeing rows and rows and rows of spruce, have at it. One of the things that was kind of interesting here is that as we're getting kind of taking the very long way around St-André, we were we always knew that there were Irving woodlots kind of around, but we didn't know how close they were to St-André, just beyond the potato fields. And basically, we found this section to be kind of tiring a bit because we didn't quite know where the route we were going to come out. We knew we were going to come out to Ennishone Road, but the way to get there seemed to be the very long way. But here, I mean, we're just following the trail signs here. Didn't really necessarily rely on the GPS or on the maps for this section here. We're going to enter kind of close here, that detour that I was mentioning here a little bit earlier. I'm just going to freeze the frame here, and you'll be able to see why we got in there. The signs were kind of put to the side. Then we'll freeze here to show you the condition of the bridge. And then we found out afterwards via the Facebook group that this trail was closed since June, and we're crossing it into July. So kind of deceiving. How were we supposed to know that we had to browse all the Facebook groups to get this information is beyond me. And we're going to come up here on the freeze frame here as we cut through, again, going through all these logging roads. Good signage up to this point. And we're going to get to, see, right here. This is where you see the tape is down, the signs are down, the trail close sign is down. So we figured, this is done. We can go through instead of going to the left, what we should have done. So again, we're cutting through a couple of these lots. And then we're going to get into a wooded area, and then we're going to cross a stream where there was a fairly recent bridge put up there, but I guess there was some erosion that made one end not very stable, and that's coming up here. You can see at the other end, it looked very sketchy, and it wasn't until afterwards we saw the Facebook pictures there that, we shouldn't have been going over this bridge at all. So we're going to make our way out of here, and then we're going to come to the junction if you wanted to continue towards Perth Andover, which would have been, still down the 28 a little bit there. But we're going to essentially get on Ennishone Road, which is going to be the local trail 5301. And you can see here at the other end as we got out, the detour signs are still up, but the tape was down. Anyway, we can go straight to go to Perth Andover, but we're going to go right to continue to St-André. And this is just for a very short run. and then we're going to run on pavement for a few kilometers on the 5301, and then we're going to take the right at the airport in Grand Falls. So here we're just at the very end of the trail. We're just going to jump on the road and dirt road, then we're going to transition to pavement, and we're allowed to ride ATVs and vehicles on this section of road in New Brunswick. And then we're going to get to the airport, and then we're going to keep going down. Basically, we're going to start cutting through potato fields, which is a little bit more interesting than the woods, to be honest with you, because there was a few activities here and there with the farmers spraying and building up the rows. So we're going to cut through here, and then we're basically making our way close to the big stop. And we're going to make our way to the Trans-Canada Highway, where we're going to, well, we're actually on the 25 now. So we're going to get towards the junction, or getting close to Big Stop, where we could get on, I think it's called the 5306. And then from there, we can get back to St. Leonard, or if you're already there at the Big Stop, that's where you can eat and refuel and all that stuff. But at this point, if you're from the area, you should kind of recognize yourself from the hills and all that. So here we are at the highway, and we're going to continue to St. Leonard, which we'll cover in another video. Let me know your comments, and we'll talk to you guys next time.